Good morning, everyone. Hello, hello, and welcome in again. It is the 15th of February. I hope you've all had a great week. I have pre-shuffled because, as you can see, hand is still a little bit sore. So let's get straight into your reading and see what Spirit has to say to us as a Melanin Collective. I had a family member transition couple of evenings ago, and I'm wanting her to have a safe transition, to be happy amongst the rest of my aunts and my grandmother, my maternal grandmother. Unfortunately, I didn't get the opportunity to meet this member of the family, but I wish her joy and peace as she crosses over to be with the rest of my aunts and my wonderful grandmother, and I'm hoping that their spirit will be with us today. So thank you, Spirit, for the messages. Thank you, Guardian Angel. Thank you, God, Mother Earth, Gaia, for blessing us, for the peace and the joy and the abundance that you give to all of us, whether we recognise it or not. We are truly grateful. I'd like to know what you have to tell us today. What messages do we have for this week? Thank you. Okay, so we have a grand symphony. Look at that. Oh, beautiful card. Very, very bright. Almost looks like a sunflower. Almost like the sun in the tarot. Obviously, some kind of message, some kind of ceremony, great celebration. You've got a hummingbird there taking what is the nectar from these kind of trumpet type things that are morphing it as flowers. Nectar meaning things are sweet. There are sweet things coming for us, sweet things blooming. It's a cloud of blossoming. It's a cloud of light and sunshine. So very, very positive at the start of the reading, that we've got this really positive energy. So thank you very much, ancestors and guardian angels, for that one. I did really want to speak to the ancestors today, so I have pre-shuffled the ancestor cards. Okay, is that right? So let's see what these cards. So let's see what these cards want to say to us. Let's see what our guardians, which guardians are with us, and what energies. Whether it's an earth guardian, nature guardian, and what that guardian wants to say to us today. Oh, thank you. We have two guardians with us today. So we have Mirror Guardian. Yeah, lots of blue there. Looks almost night-like, doesn't it? Okay. Perhaps indicating that the answers you seek are within yourself. And it says there, take time to reflect. And we also have Snake. Shed old skin. So not dissimilar to last week. Remember, last week was asking us to let go of what no longer serves us. Okay. So two messages there. You know, look within yourself and shed old skin. Okay, let go of anything that you don't need anymore. And that involves old thoughts, old ways of being, taking opportunities, perhaps going for things that you might cause you fear. Anything that causes you a little bit of fear is often a good thing, because it means it's challenging you and it's expanding you. But it looks like a very positive reading today. All right, and then we have Jessie Jumanji's Fauna and Flora of Africa. Oh, here we go. So they're speaking already. All right, so that's the one that we need. And this one, oops, whoa, it's doing sense. Thank you. And this one says, this one is there we go, the brown fish owl, and it says, a change is coming. Pay attention to details and stay one step ahead to unlock your full potential. And at the top it says, the courage to change. So Spirit telling us quite clearly today that There's a grand symphony. Great things are on their way. This is again backed up by this card here. Brown fish are saying we need to have the courage to change. And in order to do that, like I said, remember, perhaps echoing that I said, you know, sometimes things come that they cause us fear. And if it's fearful, then it's because it's expanding us and growing us. And then this one's saying if we're going to make that change, then we have to look at shedding anything that no longer we can't take with us anymore and looking within for the answers. All right, so let's get into the tarot. So what I'm going to redo now is read the meaning of this one, the Seven Energies, from the Seven Energies Oracle, from the book, and just see what it says. A Grand Symphony. All right, so the meaning of a Grand Symphony, just get it in the right position. There is, oh, okay, what's that? Inclusivity, being part of the whole, removing bias and seeing the interconnectedness of all, knowing that everything you do has a consequence, unity consciousness and the end of division. You're facing a paradox today. You need to focus on being your unique self, but only you can bring your own special harmony to the symphony of the world. But equally, you need to learn to be selfless and put we before me, seeing yourself as part of the consciousness that unifies all. You're being invited to step back and see the bigger picture until your individual part on the world stage disappears and blends with the glory of life. It is true that who you are and what you do counts in far-reaching ways. Consider this though, when you listen to music, it's the whole, not any single note on its own, that makes the song come alive. Okay, so we're being asked to look at our part in the connected symphony of the universe and life in general. So today, ask yourself, can you be a part of something bigger? Can you put the principles and needs of the group above your own wants? Can you fully embrace the concept of unity in diversity by celebrating all the notes in the symphony? If so, then you will need to be wise, and whatever you are dreaming about will be fulfilled beyond your wildest dreams. It's time to do your part to sing in harmony with others, stay in tune, and then the new harmonies and notes, such sweetness will arise. So perhaps for those of us who have, we've been desiring and wanting and, looking for change, and it's all been individualistic, and maybe today it's just about, look, put that down for a minute, look at the bigger picture, be part of a connected group, and Spirit will bless you. Maybe that is the shedding of that old skin. Stop looking perhaps to be so individualistic and look more to what we can provide in terms of connected energy, being part of the universal whole. I'm going to have a look at snake and read the definition here. Okay, so he says, cast off the old, reveal your true colours, talents and gifts to the world. So very similar to a great symphony. Show your individual gifts, but an old symphony, the symphony saying, make sure though that those gifts, those individual gifts, you use and contribute to a greater and wider concept of we rather than I. Okay? It says, in many spiritual traditions, the snake offers. Okay, where are we? Sorry, I can't seem to find the camera today. There we go. In many spiritual traditions, the snake offers powerful medicine. In tantric teachings, it symbolises the kundalini, which is a powerful serpentine energy within that allows you to reach your highest spiritual potential. When the sacred ones saw a snake in nature or encountered one in a dream, they knew that there was transformation in the air. For me, okay, and then the energy of renewal is washing over your life at this time. If for some reason you feel that your true self hasn't been recognised or you've been misread by others, know this energy is now leaving you. As you've been working through your old stories and all the self-limiting beliefs that you've accumulated along the way, you've been peeling away a shield of skin that has created limited experiences. Your own personal commitment to growth has been recognised, and now the external world will begin to reflect all of the work that you've been doing within. So a wonderful message from Spirit here telling us that this change is coming, yeah? All that internal reflection that you've been doing has been recognised, and that looking within is going to come to fruition, because you are changing. All right, so a lovely, lovely message. And that's when we're changing, that can be a space perhaps feeling a little bit uneasy, you're not sure what you're stepping into or who you're going to be as you change, but you know change needs to take place, and that can bring up some fear for us, and that fear is an indication that you are moving forward. It says here that it's time, take some time to reflect on your strengths and challenges and how far you've come and recognise your gifts. The mirror represents the fact that your core beliefs and ideas are in fact what is reflected back to you by your world. Your life is one big mirror of how you feel within, and the mirror guardian helps you recognise that. When this card appears, you are being invited to take some time to see where you are right now. She invites you to witness your spiritual strength and beauty, to see yourself as the angels do. Beautiful card. So the angels with us today, telling us how beautiful and blessed they think we are. They're recognising the work that we've been doing to make the changes, to elevate spiritually, to change our exterior, and they're telling us that it's on its way, that change is imminent. But for now, use our gifts and our strengths and our abilities to be part of a whole and be part of bigger picture. All right, so let's see what the tarot has to say for us right now. Okay, and I'm using the Afro Tarot today purely because I wanted a real powerful connection to the ancestors. So thank you, ancestors, for your presence and for looking after us, and we are so proud to be of your lineage. Please speak to us today and guide us. Let us know what you would like us to know for this week as we go through our daily lives. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's see. These cards are a little easier for me to shuffle because they're a smaller size. So not so much strain on my thumb. Okay, so thank you, Spirit Angel, Guardian Angels, Ancestors, thank you. What would you have us here for this week? What energy and what messages do you have for us today? Actually, they are hurting quite a bit. Do it this way. Okay, so we have, right. I think I'll take them this way, this one. So we have the Knight of Wands. We have the King of Wands. And turning it over, we have the Two of Wands. And then we have the Nine of Swords. Okay. Okay. I'll take one more. Okay, Spirit, one more. Oh, God, Spirit wants to give us three, but by the looks of things, we have the Hanged Man. We have the King of Pentacles. And we have the Knight of Swords. That's got a lot. Okay. Alright, so let's have a look at what Spirit wants us to know today. Alright, so we have quite a lot of Wands energy, and as you know, the Wands represent the fire in terms of the elements of creativity, and look at the kind of alchemy that's going on here. I mean, there's beautiful rainbow colours here at the back. You've got the Knight of Wands. Now, the Knight of Wands is symbolic of our passion, our adventure, that creative spark. And the Knight of Wands is one of those knights that comes in quite quickly. So I get the impression that this change that Spirit is talking about is that creativity, in terms of creativity, passion, all the things you've been looking to create looking to manifest are going to come in really quite quickly. And that's why Spirit is saying you need to shed that old skin, because you won't have the time to take any of the old thinking with you. That old thinking will just hold you back, may even upend you from your horse. But if you look, that coming in quite quickly, it's going to be absolutely magical, almost rainbow-like. Yeah, we're going to feel incredibly happy and ecstatic about what is coming forward for us. Really quite clearly changes coming in, but Spirit is telling us, and the ancestors are saying that it's going to come in quite fast, so you really do need to let go. It's under the card that said a great symphony. So along with the King of Wands here, which I'll go into in a bit more detail in a second, whatever it is we're creating, manifesting, bringing to the fore, we need to ensure that it's got a we element to it, that we're using it to support the collective, because in that way we'll get the benefit for ourselves. The King of Wands is indicating the challenges that you've overcome. Can you see how dignified he is? Look at him in his beautiful, almost in royal indigo robes here. You've got the Ankh here, the staff of life, saying you on the way. Yeah, life is becoming what you want it to be. That red is the passion and the fire and the creativity that lies within you. And it's a really auspicious card. I mean, look how decked out in his finery, how much gold is dripping from him. This is a person who is secure. It's a person in leadership, a person whose passion and fire and abilities are becoming matured. And this is where you are. This is who you are. This is where you're heading for this week. This is the energy that's going to be oozing out of you this week. Okay. We have the Two of Wands as well. Okay. So there's going to be some element of decision making. You see he's standing on one leg here. All right. Like the tree, rooted. Really nice vista around it. But he's making this, the Two of Wands symbolize planning and strategizing and moving forward. Okay. It shows the progress that you've been making. All right, and again, lots of nice and blues and greens, quite peaceful and calm. Yes, there's beauty beyond you, but you still, can you see he's on a higher level? He's probably still got somewhere to go, but has the world in his or her hand. Okay, and what you have is two pillars, so you're stable, secure between these two pillars, where you've got the lions there, dignified royal lions there on either side of these pillars, and you're stepping through them. All right, so that's who you are becoming, and that's where you're at in that planning stage, moving forward, moving toward the regality and the leadership and the command of this King of Wands. Okay, and our ancestors clearly showing us that they're with us with this Ankh symbol here. Lovely, 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 lovely. All right, the Nine of Swords. There's been some mental torture. Some of us may still be in that space. And that's perhaps what we're still dealing with. Perhaps the mind is still a little bit disturbed, still not quite settled. There's some despair, some anxiety. Spirit and the ancestors are saying we need to look at it from a different angle to alleviate that, because this is who we are and have the potential to be. Okay, but I hope those of us who are still maybe a little bit depressed, suffering some anxiety, maybe because things are not moving fast enough, Spirit clearly saying it is going to come in, and it's going to come in fast. So try and shed any of that anxiety and that mental torture, the thoughts that are bringing you down. See things from another perspective. Okay, you know, it's that perspective involves reflection. Look within, and you'll find the answers. Be still. It may be that you need meditation, or you need to take time away. I mean, many of us are being still if you live alone, especially in this time, because we're all isolated. But it's the looking at it from a different perspective that will actually help us. Okay, the Hangman is about letting go and about restriction. So with this those of us who have been holding on, Spirit's clearly telling us we need to let go, see things differently, because the Hangman is really meant to be that way. Yeah. It's about letting go and restriction, but we are freeing ourselves. We're not restricting ourselves as much. Letting go, that will come when we do the reflection. Okay, we then have the King of Pentacles, and again, a very, very auspicious card to receive. Our ancestors are showing us that the wealth, the abundance, the security, the peace is on its way to us. The King of Pentacles is very much about the accomplishment and the respect. You've completed the cycle. You've shed the old skin. Yeah. You've done the work and you're heading towards this sense of accomplishment and peace. You've got two kings here. We have the energy this week is one of leadership, strength, power, abundance, security, regality, stepping into the kind of real energy of kind of accomplishment and power, but a benevolent power, not a raw power that means, you know, being bombastic, but just power. And I believe power and command over yourself and your environment. Power to recognize and look back how far you've come and just how abundant you are, how much you've managed to create in a very, very short space of time, and how your faith and your belief and your pushing through the challenges is going to quickly bring in this new sense of dignity, respect for self, and the start of a new life, new feelings of abundance and being settled. Look at all that beautiful blue behind, and look at the regal robes that he's dressed in. Okay, this is a man who knows himself. This is a man who knows his capabilities because he's put them to the test and he's pushed through. But he's quietly done so. He doesn't have to assert his power in any kind of aggressive, brusque, bombastic way. Okay, so lovely, lovely energy here. Just a little bit of perhaps mental stress, and if that mental stress is still there, the key to it is to look at old habits and ways of being that may no longer serve us and just let them go. And we'll get there by kind of looking internally, all right? And then finally, we have the Knight of Swords, and the Knight of Swords is communication, right? The Swords is the air energy, the element of air. It's all about communication, talking, and the Knight is about forward movement, about haste and forward movement, and often indicates a message. So it could be that this week some kind of message or communication is going to come through that you want to hear, that you need to hear, that would perhaps help you see things slightly differently and maybe help alleviate some of that mental stress that is still perhaps niggling at the back of your mind a little bit for those of you who have that. Okay, but the overall ages is that this message, when this message comes in, this message could be a job opportunity, it could be someone coming back to want to have a conversation with you, it could be that you're having a conversation with an ex-partner, whether it be business, friend, family conversation, but that helps bring some clarity and helps you settle into a little bit more of this, and you'll see how far you've come, and you'll settle into this energy of being the King of Pentacles, having used your creative power and energy to create real dignity and peace and heading towards that abundance, but it's going to come in fast. So anything that you feel, does that really serve me? Have a look at it. You know, look within. And if it no longer serves you, then allow it to just dissipate, because as the brownfish owl has told you, you're going to need to find the courage to change, because that transition and that change is coming in quite quickly. Just get some advice from Spirit, put it at the end there. Slightly longer reading because I know I'll be moving a little bit slower today. Okay, so Spirit, thank you. What advice would you have for us? Thank you so much, Spirit. Okay, and Spirit is asking us to love. Oh my word, love. Love is a verb, so make it your most treasured action, okay? That means loving yourself. I think doing some reflection and looking at, guys, we've come a long, long way. Each and every single one of us have come a long way. Okay, so love yourself and look at what it is you've managed to achieve and be proud. Yeah, okay. So the guardian angels have given us balance. Balance ourselves out, okay? So it says, deference is a necessary part of human evolution, and everything... oh, excuse me. Oh. And everything in life is comprised of opposites, which together make life whole. If you light a candle in a room already flooded with light, the light of your candle would be indistinguishable from the light which already exists. Because of darkness, we are able to perceive light. Both are necessary. Okay? So as you go through your week, look to all those areas where you can find balance for yourself. Whoa, balance for yourself. Thank you very much for being here. As I've said, please like, share and subscribe, and I will see you next week. Bye.